Because if every joint does not, if every part does not do its share, the body is going to be affected. Sometimes individuals are affected, sometimes the entire church is affected. Because guess what? If everybody is like that, that's just 3 people. If everybody is like that and one is affected, it affects the whole body. Right? So if somebody is missing in action, MIA, we are affected. Somebody is hurting, we are affected. If somebody is happy, we are affected. I see man saying, rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. Ecclesiastes, I believe, would say something like that. Something like that? Alright. So every joint applies. Not only that, we come to Matthew 25 and verse 14 to 30. Jesus was on a roll. And he gave illustration after illustration. Just talk about the 5 wise and 5 foolish virgins in preparation for the coming of the bridegroom, which is Christ. That's what the parable represented. And now he's talking about the parable of the talents. You ever heard about this one? Yeah? Talents? Alright? So, he says here, for the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1. To each according to what? We suppose that the text. Each according to what? Say that again. I hear the next translation, which is good. His own ability. Now I have that one. Now somebody said something else. But his own ability is basically the gist. So everyone was given talent according to their own ability and immediately and so on. So the first one who received 5 talents gets some more. He invested, he used his talent. The next one who received 2 gained 2 more also. He used his 2. But the one who had 1, he hid it. When the master came back, he asked what's going on and so on. And the first 2 received commendations because they did use their talent. But the one who received 1, he said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed, and I was afraid and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours. So it still remained that one. But what did the scripture show us? He gave them according to their own ability. It means that they were able to do something, or they were supposed to do something with what they were given, because that's their ability. What did he do? He did not carry out his ability. He did not execute his ability. He buried it. Are we seeing this? Are we seeing what God is telling us here? Or are we seeing what the scripture is showing us? So again, everyone, now, ability, talent, we all have individual abilities and talents. Are we coming to that just now? Alright? Each of us has that with us. What God has given us. Some people, however, as one brother puts it, we look for special abilities. We waited for the special abilities. That's not what the scripture is showing us. He gave them according to their ability. You have to wait for a special ability to do something with your ability, your talent. Right? In terms of talent, whatever skills, whatever ministry you could fall in to help out, to serve, whatever with your ability, you do just that. Right? Don't wait for a special ability. It might not come. Or it might come, but when you notice when they invested, when they used it more, they got the special ability and so on. So that's the parable of the talents. What's this one? Canaan chapter 9 verse 7 to 17. While you're watching me, check the book. It's in the Bible, right? I'm talking about biblical illustrations. And that falls right in, because we are the church that Christ built. Huh? Beautiful. That's today's date. That's right. Now, illustrations of construction. Every joint is going to supply. Everybody has an ability. Alright? We're going to look at 2 things in terms of Canaan chapter 9 verse 7 to 17. Identifying your abilities. Identifying your abilities. Secondly, identifying others' abilities. We have a knack for that sometimes, right? But in 2 ways, we'll come to that just now. Alright. Okay, so identifying your abilities. We have some questions here and some statements and so on. Identifying your abilities. First of all, what is that thing that I can contribute toward helping my family grow that I am very good at? You are good at something. Nobody's good at nothing. Alright? I don't know. I don't see that otherwise. I believe everybody have a talent. Everybody have an ability. Alright? Secondly, is my talent being used to glorify God? Now, we may have an ability, but we may choose to use it in a certain way. With the ability we have, are we using it to glorify God? And thirdly, what if someone else already has this talent? We have 2 hammers in the house. Is that a bad thing? On a construction site? I'm talking to the man who does build, Yeah, and he said no. And all of us say no because we apparently use a nail before. It's just me. You know how they use nail and hammer and thing. Alright? Yeah. So, if somebody else has a talent, sometimes 2 hammer is good because while one is doing something here, another is doing the same thing over here because it's needed there. So there's no problem if somebody has the talent just like you have it or the ability just like you. It means that we have many of that ability that can be used different places at the same time even. That's a blessing. Alright? So what is that thing that I can contribute towards helping my family grow that I am very good at? This is where we're going to talk. And Canaan is going to give me their abilities. What are you good at that you can use to help build up the church? The construction of the church. But Michael is itching to start off the ball rolling. That's a good tell right there. Anybody?
I think adding value.
Adding value?
Helping them to realize their own value and adding that value by helping them to identify.
Alright, helping to identify. Alright. Sunlight is falling. Alright. Yes. Come on, let's share our abilities because we are going to use these abilities to help construct the church. Singing. Alright, Sister Sinclair. Singing. Alright. Come on. What is your ability? What are you good at? That probably nobody else is good at or somebody else is good at, but you still have it anyway. I hear Sister Beverly. Giving
Rare. That is rare.
Yeah.
There's a brother years ago, he was in his 90s. And when we were trying to do a construction work for the church, he used to come out. And while we work and throwed mortar and tote gravel and so on, he would give jokes.
Time is flying when happening, eh?
Yes, yeah.
Time is flying.
He says he can't do everything, but he's coming out there and he come out with his pack of jokes and he give us. Almost hurt us a couple of times. Well, we have load on it, but we appreciated the fact that he came out.
It's also getting extra tired there because you're laughing so much. But that's good. It helps when someone does that. Yes.
Yes.
Barbola, advice? Advice. What do we bring to the table? What do we contribute to growth? Anybody, it could be anybody, anybody. What do we say ourselves, even if you're not a member of the church, what could you do to contribute to growth? Anybody. Come on. Before start to volunteer people. And after people is the chairs, Encouragement. Now, somebody could capitalize on that because somebody might encourage through a phone call. Some might encourage through a text. And I don't know, I keep mentioning that there's a sister, basically every day, she sends a text. Not just to me, to my wife, to my brother-in-law. I don't know how much people she sends them text to. And some long text. That is a challenge for me. I've been honest with you really right now, and every day that encouragement comes our way. That's a blessing, that's our ability that they're using. So it could be a phone call, it could be a text, it could be going by them personally. Come on. Now, bear in mind, it don't have to be just something that is a virtue. It could be a skill. Right? It don't have to be something. Say that again? Cooking? Cooking.
We have my eye on you, eh?
Alright.
All the church fellowships now.
Alright, caterers up here. Alright. Talking plenty. Brother Michael just mentioned it. Just mention it. It helps. Just talking plenty. It helps time. Now, if you're giving good advice and encouragement and thing in between and thing, nothing wrong. So talking plenty. Alright. Hey, that's a skill, eh? Living in the word. Explain.
If you live in the word, come back to an example, people might look at that and start questioning. And that way you could give advice.
Alright. Good. So, appointed by a name, eh? Right, because this is what we are. Oh yes. So when you say cooking and thing, yeah. All right.
There are some people good at volunteering. So, you know, sometimes you ask people to do something, and everybody either have their hand down or they would not want to see. No, I just talk about people who like that. I find it such an encouragement because there are some people who they will volunteer to fill gaps and to do things.
All right. Well, we commented on that just now, eh? But remember the 2 points we looked at, right? Help me out, somebody, help me out. Huh? Planning. Now Jesus himself talk about counting the cost and thing, eh? Yeah, planning. We need some people to help plan and stuff. That is
badly.
But Nigel, today I pick on Nigel morning. Being there. All right. Now I have some repeats here, so let me get some new faces and voices.
Doing what is supposed to be done.
That's you, right? Doing what is supposed to be done.
I want to hear from Carleen and Jerry what talent they could bring.
Of course. What could we bring to the table? I'm sure we could bring something to the table.
I want to hear Peter.
That would guarantee to contribute to growth.
Critics.
Is that not everyone? Critics. Constructive ones, right? Alright. Critic. Alright. I'm taking 2 more alone. Problem solving skills.
Yeah, I think we could do well with that.
That is generally a big problem, eh? We just can't find people to do that. So we have a big set of nice talk and sometimes arguing and things, and we just, yeah. I'm taking 1 more. Support base. Alright. Now notice this came from us here. Alright. As I say, it don't have to be something virtue, something moral. It could be like a skill, like cooking, building. I like to cook. I like to give a little encouragement and stuff. Support-based system. Alright, so these are some of the abilities that we have identified that are our abilities. It's unique to us or it is shared by others. This is our ability. This is what we have. This is what God has blessed us with. He has given us this gift. We can do this, right? But then, what about identifying others' ability? Because sometimes, we're gonna look at the questions here. How well do you know your family test? All right, meaning in church, also in church. Second question, the second part of it, is there a possibility that they are not aware of their abilities? There are some people who are not aware that they are good in this. I say, you're real good. But Michael say he add value to people, help them discover their ability. That's a gift. That's an ability. Alright? Is there a possibility, that's why I said I come into that just now, and I reached to it. Alright? Is there a possibility that they know their abilities, but need help using it for God? They have abilities, but they are not using it for God. They are skilled in what they do, but it's just not being used for God. Thoughts? Do we have any who could, help others identify? No, a critic could help with that. But there must be a balance to it. With the identifying of the issue, the problem, a solution must be given. How to come out of it? I do not need to know. I do not need to know that I have a problem and I don't know how to solve it. I need to know that I have a problem and here's the solution, or here's something that you could do to help it. That usually takes the stress out of it. Right? A sister, I want to share this illustration. A sister sent a text to me and I said, I must share it. There was this young guy, he came to the preacher and he said, you know what? I am ready to leave the church. I'm ready to leave, I can't take it anymore. So I keep seeing sisters who lying, I seen brothers who stay home from worship. People living this kind of life and that kind of life, and I just can't take it. I go in and I want to leave the church. And so the preacher say, okay, I have one thing for you to do, and then you could leave after if you choose to. Say, he hold his glass. He gave him a glass, fill it to the brim with water. To the brim with water, and ask him. He said, walk around the building 3 times without spilling a drop of this water. And after that, you could leave. Walk around, carefully walk around, didn't spill a drop, come back and say, I'm ready to leave. He said, did you notice the sister who lied? Did you notice a brother who is absent? Did you notice somebody who is living a double life? Did you notice? I said, no, I was just focused on trying to keep the water from spilling. So this is the, and this is the issue. This is the illustration, bring it to home, point home. He was so focused on not causing this spill in his own life, basically, that he didn't have time to look at all the faults in others. I'm not saying be ignorant of people's error. You and I are there to help others come out of it. Alright? Turn one from their ways, their error ways. Alright? And so, but at the same time, we sometimes can only see error, see faults in people, but we're not seeing Christ in them. And that they are work in progress. It's like the illustration of the woman who always look at the neighbor house, and every time the neighbor hang out clothes, she hang out the clothes like she never washed the clothes, and she had a problem with that. Every time she washes the window, she watching, and the clothes looking, it's supposed to be white, but it's brown. Yeah, you probably have heard this before, yes. And then one day her husband washed the windows of her apartment, and then the clothes started to look clean. That's the problem. She didn't see that the problem was in her own area, but she saw the other person's problem. And Jesus talked about that. Seeing the speck in your brother's eye, but you have a plank in yours, that kind of thing. And so we have to fix ourselves. Let Christ work in us because He's working in them. And of course, we have to build them up. That's the responsibility. Identify their abilities. See their faults, yes. But see their abilities also. Brother Michael recently, and he always mentions it, but he recently did it in an RI session where we identify people's potential. See their potential. See what they're capable of. See the ability that God has given them. And bring out that in them. That they may not even, you may not have to address the problem itself. But if you address the ability that they have, and they work on that, and they strengthen that, that problem might eradicate itself. This is what building up does. Alright? So, and again, we may have our ability, we may have a skill, and we may use it for something secular, something that is not giving glory to God, but we can use that. A good example is Paul, who was Saul at the time. He was so fervent, he was so diligent to put men and women in prison and so on for preaching about Christ, teaching about Christ, living for Christ. He had a strength and a zeal. But God didn't take him out of the way. What did God do? What did Jesus do? He saw him going the wrong way and set him straight. That's what Jesus does. Didn't he do that for us? You see us going down Donkey Sorrow kind of road, and he said, come to the right path. And he's always offering this, even to those who are not yet in Christ. And so Jesus saw Paul going on that road with zeal and everything, but he didn't cut him off and say, well, you're dead to me, you have no use to me. He took his zeal, his passion, and put it in the right channel. This is what God does. So we may have our ability, but it needs to be channeled to the right ability to serving God. And to Paul, till he died, served God faithfully, according to the scriptures. Yeah, being a prisoner and all this kind of stuff before he was martyred. Alright? Martyred means to be killed for a cause of Christ. So, again, our abilities must be used to glorify God. Okay, I have a scenario. I have two scenarios, and that's the lesson. Scenario 1. We are about to visit good old Sister Jane, who is unable to attend worship for some time due to illness. Let us use our combined abilities to make this event the best one. Go. So it's a scenario, so you can act it out. Sister Jane is unable to attend worship. She's not well sometime. But we have abilities, right? We just listed some. Could we use that in one package to make this event of visiting Sister Jane? Good old Sister Jane. Could we use it? How? Let's go. Give me some suggestions. Morning. We're not talking about Sister Jane. Come on. Yes. But Adrian has the ability to drive. Okay, we have one portion of it. Anna boss. Okay. Let's go. Let's keep it flowing. It pick us up all. Right? But we are picking up abilities. I'm just picking up some weight. I'm picking up abilities. What are we going to do with the cooking? Cook some food. Brother Michael is going to be there too. Amen. Right, after cooking the food, but she in a floor, but she nearly falls to the floor. What on?
So we are going to go to fix the flooring.
Alright.
Some of the guys to help to clean and to paint. And some of the ladies who like to sit and listen, just to
sit and listen. But then we have someone who like to talk. So we have two people in use. One who's listening, one who's talking.
And some senior people who live by themselves really want to be in talking mode and want somebody to talk with them for long hours.
They want somebody to listen.
Yes.
Just we talk about somebody, a relative of Brother Stewart, who just have a lot of stories over the years that has accumulated.
Yes.
You just can't say, well, yeah. No, you're looking for licks. She'll put you to sit down and listen. You have to listen. There's a set of war stories running from World War Zero all the way up. Yeah, I had to listen to it. Right? So we have cooking, we have a transport, we have a builder. We have all kind of abilities. But she needs some encouragement too. You need a support-based system. Yeah? We need somebody to sing. So, brother, let me try a little song now. And we have Sister Sinclair's voice is ringing out. And every problem we have, and then we have some problem solvers with us. Yeah? Are we seeing how the abilities is working together?
Could we have somebody who could plait her hair?
Somebody who could plait hair?
Yeah.
Brother Bola is volunteering? Long time, and this is serious again. Long time. When the youth used to go visiting, and at least in Trinidad from where we were, the youth used to clean their house, cook for them, clean the yard and with a hoe and a cutlass. Brush cutter thing wasn't invented in them time, right? And they would sing and all kind of thing. Each elderly person's house or anybody's house as they go by. Yeah. Sometimes just be a friend to them. One of the brothers used to visit a real elderly lady whom I was, a lady named Sister Dia. She's there now. And she always called his brother her husband. We talk about a married man, you know. But she was always this jolly person, and he was encouraging her and things, so she called him she husband and things. That was just a laughing matter. Even when his wife was there, was just a laugh. You know, nothing to it and so, but just it was so encouraging, and you would go to encourage and leave encouraged. That's building up right there at its best. Alright? Last scenario. I had one now. Brother Ramlal came up twice for prayers and said that he's been going through some challenges and is a bit discouraged at times. What do you do? Go. Get some discouragement. He's going through a lot. And we know Ramlal. Ramlal is just all up in everything. And then, but he discouraged. But how Ramlal could be discouraged by? Ramlal, looking discouraged.
Give him a word. Let him find value in himself to be able to deal with his challenges.
He has to find value in himself. So we see an ability being used there.
He needs someone to listen to him.
Somebody to listen to him. And so we have a problem, but somebody's already coming up with solutions, right? Yes, we have people coming up with solutions. Encourage, show him that he has value, listen to him. Alright? And not try to get too much into why he's discouraged, you know, because he knows why he's discouraged. I don't think he need a reminder. Sometimes he may choose to tell you. It could be she, not that Ramlal is a she, but either way, we're talking about illustrations here. Right?
I think somebody mentioned about, I think probably Sister Beverly, about a support system. There are some people who are good who was it?
Sister Sheridan, yeah.
Sister Sheridan. There are some people who are good with the background. They're not upfront, but they are good support system in the background, and Brother Ramlal may be that person who just needs somebody to be able to support him without that upfront presence.
Yeah. And as I mentioned that, I know if Sister Candace was here and we had talked about identifying others' abilities, everybody would have suggested that, you know, somebody who stays in the back. She got a little encouragement the other day, last Sunday actually, for, you know, always being in the back and making sure things get done when everybody are about busy doing their business, things getting done. Yeah? Ever wonder how the place gets swept? Yeah? I just call her, yeah, as she come. Yeah, she come. Yeah. That's what I mean. Alright? And so, and there are many people who just take up a broom and sweep. People who make sure the wine is filled and the bread is broken and whatever and stuff. You know, people get these things done, and we just, every Sunday we come and meet it like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we take that for granted.
We take it for granted, yeah. Serious thing, and these things get done. Only when we realize or we are in that shoes and we have to do it, we realize how difficult it is. But it's getting done all the time. Right? That's the ability. Alright, so appreciate the ability. You might not have the ability, but appreciate the ability. And make sure they are appreciated. So Brother Ramlal, his difficulties, encourage him, pray for him, but don't say I go pray for you. I'll want to keep emphasizing you go pray for him. Help him out a little bit. If you know sometimes you might be a close friend to Ramlal, and you might say, okay, hey, what? Because I know you're going through this in the past, then probably this is what you probably could do. Because he's a good friend to him. Again, close-knit family knows each other real good. Without all up in the business, you can say, okay, probably try this without telling them, well, I know what you're going through. You don't really. But sometimes you have an idea what they're going through because you're so close to them. Alright? And so you can help with it. Almost everybody gets discouraged at some point in time. If not everybody. Things are not just, it's just not going how it's supposed to be. I think it's Bruce Lee who mentioned, I can't guarantee this, but I saw a quote with Bruce Lee mentioning, you're only defeated when you are discouraged. I think he mentioned that. Bruce Lee, fighting guy, yeah, right. You are only defeated when you are discouraged. And so if you, can't remember exactly all from it, but the show Rocky, he mentioned something about falling on the ring. Somebody who saw the show a million times could tell me and correct me. But he says not about falling on or how much lash you could take and still continue to fight. Yeah? So discouragement will come, but we need to keep going through it. And we need a good support system to help us. Because no man is an island. Nobody can go through the problems alone. That's why we need Jesus. But Jesus put people on earth to help with that also. Alright? Any questions or comments? Which tool are you in the construction of the church? So that you can identify yourself, come to Nigel, identify yourself as what tool you are. Used by God, not used by anybody. Alright? But used by God to construct the church, to build up the church. Alright? But Nigel, and the camera could face him. Yes.
We go about that, looking at things, one of the whole we go about telling an individual to we have a desire. So that they don't feel discouraged because
Yes.
they are individuals who may not be good at singing. So, but they like to do it. You know, they like to do it, but they just not
Right.
ability, and they have not figured it out. They have not figured it out as yet. And so what we do about it.
Okay. That's a good question. Now we could take the word critic and change it to critique. I don't know if you see what we did there. We helping them by identifying what they are not good in necessarily. They may be trying their best, or they probably don't know how to do it properly. And so guidance is needed. So critique and we help them out with it. We show them where, okay, this is. But the best way to do it, I believe the only way to do it is one-on-one. Right? We have a tendency to generally go to each other and say, you know what, I don't like our brother so and so do this thing. I mean, that's normal. That's become a norm, but that doesn't mean it's right and it's applicable. It causes damage because they know that you are talking about them. Obviously, people know things, right? We treat people a certain way when we know certain information, and the best way I believe is to go directly to them and highlight that there's an issue. They may not take it well all the time. Some people don't take correction well. How you do it is was next important. You may have the best words. Sorry, you may have the best intention. You want them to do the thing right, but how you say it, you might as well take a stone and throw some stone at them. The same thing. So hurtful it is, right? But the best thing is directly to encourage them, show them, you know, that in the best way possible. If you find it already, probably take some time and you know, develop that tact. That's the word you use, Sister Sharon.
But I think that you make it for you could see the good. And instead of this put down the bad, you like the good,
The ability that they have, that God has blessed. Yeah?
It's easy. I think you know, going to handle that especially, you know, I think exactly that's a bad word. But then after that,
Yes. That's a good point, and our brother mentioned to me a good time ago, you know, in terms of encouraging people and stuff, when you're going to correct people. Now that's a good biblical principle, correcting people, right? Again, it's the how we do it, the right intention, but the manner in which we do it, the method, right? But he mentioned in any breakdown situation, you are breaking down what they are doing to build them up. Always encourage them, even if at first. Always give them an encouragement, brother. You have a real ability. You have you're good at a specific thing. You're able to do certain things here and so on. It's just in this one area. If you could, probably it might help if you tried it this way. Huh? No. Even if you smile while I say that, it might come across as good. You know. But encourage them. I'm not saying beat around the bush like what I just tried to do there, right? I just thought giving examples on the spot like that, but. I think we have an idea. We encourage them. Look at their ability. Look at what they are good at, and encourage them on this. Sometimes that one thing they work on that you have identified could help them with that same problem. If it's a confidence problem that causes them to sing off, they sing badly because it's a confidence problem, and you help them. You tell them, you know what, you're improving in your confidence, your socializing and stuff. Who knows, maybe they might improve in that because they are working on that. You just encourage them on that. They didn't mention anything about the singing, But because they're getting more confident now, that problem, because it was a confident problem, it's fixed. That's an example.
In our family, extended family, whenever we have family reunions, there's a particular member of our family who I don't think cook meat very well.
Cook
meat. There are some meats that need a certain type of, I don't know what it is, but there's another member of the family, when he cooks that meat, it really tastes good. So we had a get together, and one of the young members of our family came and said to me, "Did you cook the meat?" I know it had to be real bad for her to come to ask if I cook it. No, serious, because for you to know, because everybody knows me and cooking.
That's very far from popcorn, eh? Different thing, eh?
And because I am there with my plate, and I'm half of the plate and couldn't finish the plate, and I'm looking at her plate and I realized that she has not eaten off her meat off her plate. Yeah, so I said, why? I said, no, I didn't. Why? Or it is. She said, I don't want to answer it. So I know that she had a problem. But I don't know if I have what it takes to go, because the person loves to cook it. Whenever we have to get together, they volunteer. I go cook the meat.
It's all right.
You rest your hand today. Somebody else will too long before.
But he's well willing, and I don't know if I could damage that willingness at the same time. So I tell myself, when I go there, I take out one piece of meat and I eat that.
And that's not like you at all.
No, I'm not gonna fold my plate.
Our experiences with the dog actually was water. I eat a dog for Christmas time, it was water.
Yeah.
I ain't joking, it was water. I was straight up like minced chicken. Yeah, that is a different story for a different time. Yeah. I almost didn't like dog after that. Yeah, but yeah. So sometimes again we may not know how to tell somebody. Sometimes a direct approach may be the best thing. Wing it and see how it goes. But again, some people just don't take that correction and stuff too well. I mean, if they love what they're doing, it'll be a big discouragement. Yes. So again, if you're not ready to do it, don't just step into it and just do it and cause more damage. Take some time and think it over. Consult if you have to. Don't call the and just say, I have a situation, what do I do in it? And advice could be given. Barbara gives advice and so on. You go to him and get the advice. Right? So you go by the ones who have abilities and you capitalize on it. Alright? So if no more questions or comments, thank you for the class. And again, consider every day of your life, every day that you live on this earth, which tool are you in the construction of a church? If I am doing something that is not helping you to grow in any way, I need to stop it. Yeah, it's that serious, right? It's a hard pill to swallow, but we need to build up one another in order for us to grow. Otherwise, we die. There's no middle ground or stagnance where ADC Egypt could grow on you. Not that kind of thing. It's either you're growing or you're dying. Right? Thank you. We have a little break at this time and then we come back for worship.
Tell the family you're good with that chicken. You're good with that.